The Phillies, this one's aggravating. This one actually gets me pissed off that we blew this game. Are you serious on what just happened? And I will use the first blame Gabe of the year. I said coming into this season, I'm going to give Gabe Kapler just a fresh start. I'm going to let him do his thing. And it took 10 games for me to get this frustrated with him. So, you know what? That's actually not that bad. And I know things like this are going to happen. It's baseball. But tonight, I was really frustrated with what the hell just happened. We fall 10-6 in extra innings. We were up 6-1 at one point, 9 unanswered runs by the Nationals, and when it comes to this bullpen, it's just annoying. This closer by committee, this back end of the rotation that doesn't have any set roles, it's disturbing. And in baseball, you need set roles. It's just reality, and that pisses me off that we blew this game, and now we're 7-3. Realistically, we could be 9-1. I hate that argument because blown saves are going to happen in baseball. That's just reality. But in the way that it happened tonight and how emotional I am right now, right after the ball game, I am just pissed off. And it sucks because offensively, what? Bryce Harper with a huge bomb to get this squad up in this game. Franco had a big dinger as well. He almost had a second one to straightaway center at one point, but it was a couple feet just shy. Real Muto has 3 hits, and he's been in a slump, so that was nice to see. I was so pumped. I really was. I was really excited. But it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore because of what had happened late in this game. So one of the big things that Gabe Kapler is getting criticized for in this game was sending Aaron Nola back out for the 7th. I actually don't mind that one. He ends up having to get yanked because Franco has an error, a throwing error from third base to first base. It allows the guy on. And then Aaron Nola from there, he allows 2 dingers in that inning. And, you know, it looks bad. But sending Aaron Nola back out for the 7th, a guy who was 3rd in the Cy Young race last year and finally seemed like he was gelling a little bit in the baseball game, knowing that there are some guys in the bullpen unavailable, as Gabe Kapler stated, I'm okay with actually sending Aaron Nola back out. You got to trust your number 1 ace. You have to trust your ace. And he was at 80s pitches or so. That's fine. If he was at 99 or something, I feel like I would be a little bit more disappointed in his decision. But I don't mind that. What bothers me the most was the use of the bullpen. Knowing guys are unavailable. Using Seranthony Dominguez. Using Hector Neris later in the, or earlier in the game, if you will, say 7th, 8th inning, and having to rely on Ramos, who has 1 career save in his MLB lifespan. Like, come on, it doesn't make sense. Where's the logic? Where's the logic? What analytics tell you let's use someone in the 9th inning who doesn't close out ball games? And you can argue, Broach, it was a 2-2 count with 2 outs and he got 2 guys out. He was literally 1 pitch away. You're right. But how many outs do you need in the 9th inning? You need 3. You need 3. He just rung someone up for the 2nd out with a nice slider. And Robles goes after the same pitch on a 2-2 count with 2 outs to tie the ball game up in the 9th. It's just, it's ridiculous to think you can rely on someone who doesn't close out ball games. I know that guys like Seranthony have been struggling. I know that, but you have a game plan in your mind that people like him are going to be the closer for your squad. No one ever thinks that Ramos is the future of our closer position. So guys like Seranthony, I feel like we use the bullpen backwards. You hold off on Seranthony, you put him out in the 9th. If he blows it, he blows it. But what's the difference from Ramos blowing it or Seranthony? We have an expectation that Seranthony Dominguez has the ability to be the closer. We need set roles. That's what this comes down to. We need set roles. And it's truly disappointing that we let this one slip away. 2 games to the Nats now. 2 games. This just happened literally last week, and it happens again. So I'm just disgusted with why we choose Ramos to close out the ball game. And this is the first time so far this season that Gabe Kapler has slipped and dropped the ball. This was not his best performance as the manager. I thought he overthink this. It was way too ridiculous. Analytically, he overmanaged this one, thinking of when to bring in Hector Neris and Seranthony coming in here, middle of the it's too much. You have set roles and you move on, and we just don't have that, and that's going to continue to be a problem with this Phillies team. It is the back end of the rotation, the back stretch here of the bullpen not having set roles and not knowing who's going to be in what situation every game. I can't believe it. Up 6-1. And on top of that, you have Alvarez in the 10th getting bent over. Juan Soto with a damn moonshot over the foul pole. Now, I thought it was fair. I did. I thought it was fair. The evidence on the replay would have never had enough to overturn that anyway. But seriously, this is just unbelievable. How do we blow a 5-run lead that late into a ball game? We had a chance to take the series in 2 games. If we take these 2 games, we have a chance to actually sweep them. But no, now it's 1-1, and we have a Pivetta-Hellickson matchup tomorrow night. With the emotional loss that occurred tonight, that can carry over in tomorrow's ball game. It absolutely can. 7-3 on the season. I had a gut feeling throughout that game we were going to blow it too. I really did. Not just when Seranthony was in there. Even when Hector Neris was in there. It took him 30 pitches to get out of a jam. And he threw mid-20s of his splitter. There was a gut feeling throughout that game, 7th, 8th, 9th inning, that we weren't going to hold on. We weren't going to hold on to this thing. The Nats were absolutely coming back. So no surprise. But it's just embarrassing because this is just not good enough. Not good enough. Now, at the same time, am I going to scream that we suck, we're the worst? No. 10 games into the season, we're 7-3 with a realistic possibility of being 9-1. We're a good baseball team. We need to clean this up, though. This should show upper management, okay, we need to do something. We need to find a way to make this better. It's early April. We are still assessing this team and seeing what we really are. But I think it's obvious, and it should show upper management here, we need to figure out that bullpen. If I ask you, who's the closer, here's the issue. You're going to name 5 or 6 different dudes. That's not how it works. You need a serious closer. You need someone who wants to be in the ballgame in the 9th inning. Ramos is the answer? And I know, one pitch away. But it doesn't matter. Because that one pitch, instead of us winning, us walking off the field with a 6-5 win, we lose 10-6 in extras. We even had our big dogs up in the bottom half of the 9th. They couldn't get it done. You could see Bryce a little disappointed. We had Bryce. We had Reese. We had a chance. It sucks. There was so much positivity to take away from this. With Real Muto's hits, with Gene Segura with a 2 RBI triple, with the offensive power this team displayed throughout the early parts of this game. I even thought, I know Franco had an error, and even in the first inning, Bryce Harper dropped a ball, but it was like an in-betweener. It was a tough play to make. I thought defensively, I saw Franco make some plays tonight, just as his effort at third base. I know he had the one big error, I get that, but just even last game, just throughout now, defensively, I've talked about the relays, but even in the infield, Gene Segura getting over to the middle of the field with his cannon making plays. I think defensively, even Rhys Hoskins over at first base, how many catches, how many nice plays has he been making over at first base? I thought defensively, we've been stepping it up. But that one error, it shows when you make those errors, it can cost you, and the Nats took advantage of that by rocking Nola after you get put on. It sucks. It literally sucks and it's frustrating. But the good thing about baseball is you get to play tomorrow night. And we have to win another series. We have to. Mandatory in my opinion. You blow this one away. You blow it. You piss it away. But show me something tomorrow. But I look at Gabe tonight and I say, you didn't do well. You didn't do good enough. And on the players too, they didn't execute. But Gabe, you overdid this one. You overthought this one. It's the first one of the season for me. I gave you a clean slate, but tonight, I did not like what you did. And that's fair. I even give you credit for putting Aaron Nola back into the ballgame in the 7th. That's fine. That doesn't piss me off. Why are we relying on Ramos? Inexcusable. Let me know your thoughts down below. You asked me what I would do instead? You don't put Dominguez in. You don't put Hector Neris in when you did. Knowing guys are unavailable, you use the guys you expect to be closers in the closer position. Whether they blow it or not, whether they've been sloppy or not, whether they've been shaky or not. You go with the guy you expect to be your closer. Whether that's Seranthony Dominguez, Hector Neris, whichever you choose, That's who you run with. Sending out a guy with one save in his career? Nah. So I'm disgusted. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you next time.